My name is Brian Carradine, and on this trip, I gained a lot more respect for my heritage, because not only was I able to see a good civil rights game, but I was able to come see I was able to retrace my roots, basically, because I was able to see not only Martin Luther King's the spot where he was killed. I got to see the whole civil rights movement, basically. I saw the chronicles of the civil rights movement. I even get to see videos on the civil rights movement and get to see different monuments from the civil rights movement. So I felt that it was a life-changing thing. And I had been to Memphis before, but I never thought to come to the Lorraine Motel to see where Dr. King was actually killed. And it means a lot for me. So I appreciate being able to come down on this trip, because it'll stay with me forever, basically.
And what do you want to say to Major League Baseball, Jerry Reinsdorf for the White Sox, and Nike, who helped make this trip possible?
I'd like to say thank you. On behalf of everybody, I'd like to say thank you, because if it wasn't for you, then this trip probably wouldn't have even been able to, we wouldn't be down here right now, and I wouldn't feel the same I feel about African-American culture. So thanks a lot.
Mike, in a sense, you've come a long way yourself in this journey, and what's it been like for you?
Well, it's been a great experience.
I know you're always hosting, now you're on the opposite side. What's it been like?
It's been a great experience. I mean, to come down here and see the hotel that Martin Luther King was assassinated, that was history for me. Of course, going through Atlanta, as we go down to Florida every year with our baseball team, we make a trip through Atlanta to see the tomb of Dr. King, and now it's joined by Coretta Scott King beside him. So it's historic in a lot of ways, and it really resonates what we've been through in the past of our struggles, looking toward our future with Barack Obama as a presidential candidate, and more importantly, just seeing these young people seeing something positive, doing something positive, and bringing them together across racial lines.
How did you decide as to who to bring to this trip? That's interesting.
Well, I think it was a correlation of kids, about 4 different coaches that represented leagues that brought representation from their league, and that's how this group was made up.
Great. Now, just take me back. Let's look at some of the clips. You were talking to some of the Major League ball players on the field. What was that like for you?
Well, man, having scouted on a Major League level for 5 different Major League teams and coached college ball, high school ball, I mean, it was just another day at the office for me personally, but I mean, it's an honor to have that privilege to go in among professional athletes and interact with them and let young people see them from a different perspective than just that image that they see on TV.
Now, Kenny Williams said he wants to put his money where his mouth is when it comes to baseball in the inner city. What do you see, and what can the White Sox, what can Major League Baseball do to improve it, since you've been out here so many years?
Well, 27 years, I think you see a decline of baseball in the city, and more importantly in the African-American community, because they're not investing dollars into the fields. We have poor fields, we have poor facilities. So you have to first start by putting facilities out there, lights, nice fields, and make kids want to be a part of the game. We deal with basketball, football. These are big sports that their peers come out in high school and see them play. Baseball is not one of those sports. So you got to invest money in the facilities. I've always maintained the Major League players have to get involved by going out into the schools, let the athletes see them. So it's a number of things that have to be done, but I think we have to capture these kids at 4, 5, 6 years old and get their attention again.
And lastly, and we want to watch some of the clip, you went down in the museum, and here's some of the tape in the museum, and just tell me briefly, what was that emotionally like?
Well, emotionally it was a lot. Seeing the bus that Rosa Parks was on, seeing Dr. King, Last Supper in a sense. It was a lot of personal feelings, that resonate when you really think about the past, but at the same time, we got to remember the past and move forward toward the future.
Great. Well, I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to let Mike close out with you guys. It's still the Michael Mayden Show. Thank you from Memphis, Michael Mayden.
And we want all of you watching us in the audience to sit back, relax, and enjoy the rest of this show as we're bringing you highlights from our Memphis, Tennessee trip, civil rights game, and we have a group of young men that we're going to bring you some highlights on the bus as we're making our trip back to Chicago. So you sit back and watch these characters in action on the bus.